that happens over and over now. I find it's very rare that the people, the clients, ridge up against what I say because it's coming from the animal.
Yes.
I find the animals are much more direct. They're not worried about feelings, worried about stepping on toes and egos. They just say what needs to be said, the truth.
Yeah.
And that seems to cut through the quickest and the most, and it gets the best and most direct results.
Well, it sounds as though we could really regard the animals as our teachers.
They're my teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all this these university qualifications and all this experience in veterinary practice. In the end, they tell me what to do, and I'm quite happy to do it because I get results. They get well quickly.
Well, so what would you think is the most important part of all this for the animals?
That's a good question because of what I do and the exposure I'm beginning to have through the internet and through talks like this, a lot of people come to me talking about veganism and vegetarianism and harmful practices to farm animals and slaughtering and all that sort of stuff. And yes, I agree that we are mistreating animals in that sense. What I constantly hear from the animals is their biggest grievance, their biggest pain, their biggest is that we aren't connecting with them. That hurts them more. The physical abuse they can deal with, but the spiritual abuse hurts them the most.
Culturally, they're just animals. We have centuries of cultural tradition that tells us that the earth and the plants and the animals are just that. They're not worthy of our respect.
Yeah, that's the separation thing, isn't it? That's where
Yeah.
humans have become separated from source, separated from the spirit of who they really are, and it's running away from. Yeah, it's externalizing everything from who they really are. That hurts animals. It hurts the planet. It hurts the plants and trees. I know it does. I feel it.
I have long admired the native people of North America, and doubtless there'll be many others.
Yeah.
For the close way they interact with, the earth, with all its plants and animals.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful relationship with animals.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the biggest, deepest pain and wound for all of nature. Really, it's they're just begging for us to come into our heart and connect with them.
Well, I've heard that said about us with our own bodies. It's said that your bodies have been waiting all this time for you to actually say hello. What do you reckon?
Yes. Yes, I agree. And I've witnessed my mum die recently, and one of my best buddies, who's a naturopath in Sunshine Hospital just out of Melbourne, and he's very sick in the lung. So my mum had lung cancer. He has very bad lung problems, and he is. I could see in my mum, and I can see it in my friend William, the ego mind struggling with what is. The spirit is going, yes, you're coming to me, and the body and the ego mind and the made up sense of self and all the logical reasoning that the mind does was struggling to come to terms with losing its grip. And even right up to the end, my mum was still mum as I know her, but I also could sense spirit. So she still her idiosyncrasies, but at the same time she was going home. So she sort of like she threw the bodysuit and all that off at the last minute. So it's a strong thing. It's a hard thing to address.
Yes, of course it is. Well, we're so bound to what Eckhart Tolle calls form, the world of form, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing we can grasp, and it seems to be real. So
we can smell it, hear it,
touch it,
taste
it,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very interested in what you say about the animals. It's going to give me a new perspective on the various animals that are in my life.
Yes.
Obviously, lots of talking.
Yes,
called
without
for.
word necessarily, but they do respond to words as well.
So, first of all, it's from the heart. You've really got to mean it, and
Yes.
you've really got to be putting out love towards them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and respect.
Yeah.
Respect is something that's lacking these days, isn't it?
Yeah, people don't know what that... yeah, yeah. I see it a lot. I do a lot of shaman American Indian ceremonies, and I see a lot of elders who ask for respect. But I have to say, they think they've reached an age where they deserve respect. But I've found I can only respect the people who earned respect.
Yes, of course.
So it's a lot of mixed... There's a lot of mixed up ideas about that. But again, it's the ego getting in the way. I think if you're truly in the deepest part of your heart, then there's no doubt who we are, and the animals just love that. They just love to see people there.
Well, of course, respect is about looking at. So I suppose when the person or the animal